What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Rideau's Rosé. Of course, it's got to be Rideau, right? And as you know, I started with Rideau 1997, so long ago I can't even remember. And so this is our rosé. It's from the Vineyard. It's a Syrah Grenache blend.
Yeah.
So enjoy.
What are some of the memories that you have? What are some of the things that come to mind? Now you're sitting, you know, in a vineyard.
In my vineyard.
You're here at Altipiano.
Sorry.
Which I always used to say. I used to tell
Altipiano.
Denise, you know, Denise Clarke is the winemaker in the South, in San Diego, and then you were up north.
Isn't that funny? I finally got out of the South.
And so I'm glad you two are finally meeting. And
yes, that's wonderful.
I feel like you guys have some similarities.
And you know what? You are such an amazing person, producer, whatever, woman, Black woman, to create this environment for all of us. Because we have been making wines for years, and nobody knew that we were even Black.
Yeah.
And so it's so important today to be accepted, especially on this holiday, tomorrow.
Yes.
I want to toast to that, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Juneteenth.
Yes, Juneteenth.
Emancipation of the slaves, in case somebody doesn't know. It's very important for us to play the role that we're playing and to do what we're doing.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing it, making it happen.
And Denise.
And Denise.
Get in here.
Okay. I want to hug both of you ladies.
Oh.
Oh, sweet.
I'm so honored to meet you.
When we met yesterday, she said, "You look just like my auntie." And I'm looking at her going, "Well, you look like mine too."
I couldn't stop looking at her. She said, "Why are you staring at me?" I said, "You look like my auntie." Oh my God, your journey is just, it's just incredible.
Thank you.
It's just incredible.
Thank you.
And the paving of the way.
Yes. I didn't even realize I was doing that, you know? I was just doing my thing.
Right.
And enjoying making wine, and I'm not the winemaker, but the winery owner. And I had always had winemakers, always men, which is one of the things I do want to mention. And I've had an opportunity to finally hire a woman winemaker in 2014, because in the 90s, I couldn't find a winemaker woman. She's white. That's fine, of course. I love white people. I got one.
I do too. We both do, Iris.
Leave it to me, you know. Anybody come out of my mouth. I'm sorry, baby, but that's the way it rolls.
Oh my gosh.
So, but anyway, I really wanted to hire a woman. I didn't care what color she was. I just wanted to have a woman. And since then, she has gone on to earn 94 from Wine Spectator for our state Vineyard.
Wow.
That's awesome. Just amazing. I mean, we have had gold medals since the beginning, because I insist on it. To the point where I'm gonna brag just a minute. My tasting room, the wine bottles held all the ribbons with the medals. And there was silver, and there were bronze, and then there were gold. I'm talking about over the years, right? I had the winery for 20 years, over 20 years. And the medals started to come in more and more. And then I got to the point where I wouldn't accept anything but a gold medal. And I ran out of bottles to hang them on.
There you go. That's wonderful.
So,
what wisdom do you ladies have, you phenomenal women, have for women who look like me?
You know, dare to dare. Bring your own chair and bring your own table, because they're not going to offer.
And your own wine, too.
and
Bring your own chair, table, and wine.
And wine.
Okay.
because the table's going to get longer and
Right.
longer and longer.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
I agree. So
Thanks to people like you and Tahira of the Hugh Society.
Yes.
I always have to mention her
Yes,
because
she's phenomenal.
she's unbelievable.
I'm saving her for, I
what
told you I'm saving her for
she's
season
doing
2.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
Yes.
Because last year they honored me as the first Black woman to own a winery in the United States.
Yep.
And until then, nobody even knew that I was around other than all the people that came to my tasting room.
Sure.
But nationally or internationally, nobody knew. Nobody knew who I was. They didn't know I was producing these great wines, and I had this wonderful winery and vineyard and all of that. And
Okay,
so
well,
now-
you need to sit here. Because y'all got to talk.
Oh, sweet.
We'll leave it to the pros.
Oh,
I'm not my business.
But this is, look, to you, I
you.
gotta say, she's the winemaker and the owner. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
she was smart. Oh gosh,
wouldn't
I didn't
care.
have a choice.
Really, but you
I
probably
did.
made that happen for yourself anyway, right? Or tell me your story.
We had a winemaker, and life got in his way, and wine doesn't wait. And so, at 54, I'd had to just jump off the cliff. Thank God I had learned just a tad bit and knew enough to be dangerous with some training wheels on. And just talked to Peter, and I told him, we both were analyzing what was going on, and we knew we had to take over. But he had no palate or a nose, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So by
And
default,
you have to have both.
you did. And so in February 2012, I, just swung the bat and jumped off the cliff and have never looked back.
That's wonderful.
But the great thing is that I wish I had known you when I first started. And it wasn't until this year where I saw people that looked like me that was in this industry. And every time I was on that symposium and I was talking, I had tears in my eyes because I didn't have that.
Right.
It was just me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I met Cassandra where people found out that, oh my God, there's this Black winemaker in San Diego County. They didn't even know I existed.
Of course.
And
Yes.
so when Cassandra told me that she had met you and she had filmed you, I was like, what? And I still get goosebumps. I said, oh my God. And that you were coming down, I said, they have to be our guests. They just have to be our guests.
Oh my God, and the hospitality here. Oh, let me tell you, if you want a place to stay in the vineyard, this is it.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, you walk outside your door, your room, and there's the vineyard. As a patio, your own private patio.
I'm sorry the umbrella went on the roof though.
I was looking at that. I was going, what is that thing up there? It's a red umbrella up on the roof.
The roof.
What? How'd that happen?
The wind.
Oh, I was wondering
The wind
what it
is
was
horrific.
protecting.
I know. I told Peter, I said, I told you those umbrellas aren't going to work. We have to develop something else. But we just so wanted you to be here and honor you. You have set the bar. And
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so grateful and thankful to meet you. I told you last night, I kept staring at you and I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks like my aunties. And it's.
Well, we do look like we could be related.
I know. You're from Louisiana.
Anything happens down there, you know.
I know.
We started it all, you know that, right?
I know.
Yeah.
So it's just an honor to meet you.
Thank you.
And I'm so grateful to, when I met Cassandra, it was funny because my goddaughter, Stephanie, kept telling Cassandra, you've got to meet my auntie. You've got to meet my auntie. She said, who's your auntie? Denise. And she said, oh, okay. And then we finally met. I said, I told you and she said, Stephanie kept telling me we needed to meet. She inspires me.
I know, she does.
I mean, she makes me come out of my comfort zone because of the depth at her age
Right.
and the wisdom that she has to see that. And she's the only one that I know that is really telling these stories.
Right.
I mean, I didn't even know about Tara, who was the first Native American woman in San Ynez,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And just telling your story, telling these different amazing stories.
You want to hear a great story about
Yes.
Tara? She's tribal, as you
Yes.
mentioned, and the tribe, local tribe, the Chumash, they were not sure about making wine. They weren't really interested in getting into the wine business. So they hired me as their consultant because I allowed them to make their wines at my winery.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Mhm.
wonderful.
And they stayed
Yeah.
there for 3 years until Tara got her feet wet and got into the business where she was really feeling comfortable. But the point I'm making is that it was a wonderful opportunity for me to introduce wines to the tribe, and they became our best friends.
Sure.
And it was just wonderful to just see the expansion of, they were doing so much in the valley and for the community. I mean, they're unbelievable what they do. Their contributions financially to schools and hospitals and just in general, any project that comes up, they're there. I saw Kenny on the news just a minute ago. He's the chairman of the board of Chumash. But anyway, it's been a wonderful road, and I had a wonderful opportunity to give them that chance to start. And now Tara's making her own wines under her own label. She and her lover, our wife actually, and it's been she's a joy.
She is. I was just, last night when we first met, you and Chuck, and we were sitting there and we were chatting, and your story, just your journey, is just. I mean, I woke up thinking about some of the tales you were telling me last night.
Thank you.
And what you is such an inspiration. What you have achieved, that you just was fearless. I mean,
I was.
You started your own insurance business, and you then I'm gonna do this.
I'm just gonna keep going.
I'm gonna
Taking
keep
on the
going. Just
challenge.
get out of my way. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that was, I mean, just so amazing.
Thank
and
you.
then to come out of the Jim Crow South and accomplish the things that you have accomplished.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
Well, and I was mentioning that to you, growing up in New Orleans in the South. My heritage is Creole, my Creole culture, which is French and Spanish and African American, and I passed for white whenever I had to or
Sure.
could. My family did, and that was what we had to do in order to survive.
Sure.
Because Jim Crow was cruel.
Very cruel.
I mean, the whole object was, the rule read, equal but separate. And there was no separation. I mean, separate, yes, but not equal. We were never equal as black. So part of my family, when I would go out, I told you that story last night, my black side of the family, I experienced all the hardships of being black in America. And when I went out with my white family and passed for white, I experienced all the privileges and opportunities available. And so it allowed me to go everywhere. It really does, as hard as it was, I felt comfortable in both worlds. So my book is about, the name of it is From White to Black, living my life between two worlds. And so it has allowed me to reach out and do whatever I wanted to do, because I feel like I can. I can be, and I need to be. I need to be the example for my family, for my children, for the world.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm gonna hug you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Thank you. Oh my God. You're gonna make me cry.